Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Racist Driving League Season 12, round number 21, the penultimate round of the championship. You join us just in time for the start of the Grand Prix itself. Unfortunately, we did miss qualifying thanks to an issue which I was unable to fix, so unfortunately things have gone quite choppy. But this is the best we can give you at the moment, so bear with us on that, and we'll try and get it fixed before next week's finale. In terms of starting grid then, it's Touch Me Pope starting in first position on pole. Once again, it's Salve Blaze in second place. For Alfa Romeo, third place goes to Salve Landlord, the championship leader who just spun on the formation lap there, so a bit embarrassing, but he'll go over it. Lucky Lambert starts in fourth place for Haas, and it's Fergus in fifth in the other Alfa Romeo. BJ in sixth, another consistent qualifying performance from him. Ben starting in seventh for Aston Martin. Both the Aston Martins inside the top 10. C110P fan starting eighth in the other Williams machine. They're trailing AlphaTauri in the Constructors' Championships. They've got work to do here. Zach Sherman starting 9th in the other Aston Martin, and Curtis and Mercedes rounds out the top 10. Ericsson 11th in the other Alpine, a bit further behind his teammate, and Ethan starts in 12th in the other Mercedes. PJ Kennedy leads the McLaren pair. He starts from P13, and 14th goes to Alvar in the Ferrari. 15th place is Websy in the Red Bull, and it's the AlphaTauri of Dan, who once again out-qualified by his superior teammate, at least in terms of this season, starting back in 16th place. Huggy Bear starts in 17th for McLaren, JB in 18th, Luigi Sven 19th, and Connie Goblin rounds out the pack. So in terms of the Drivers' Championship, which could be decided tonight, Salve Landlord continues to show the way as he has for the majority of this second half of the season. According to calculations, if Salve Landlord scores 4th or higher, or 5th with the fastest lap, then he'll automatically be crowned Drivers' Champion, regardless of where Blaze finishes. So Blaze will need a mega result today to have any chance of taking it to the final race in Brazil next week. And there is Landlord chasing his championship rival. And meanwhile, in the Constructors' Championship, AlphaTauri have a 12-point lead over Williams. We're expecting that battle to go to the last round, but a poor race for Williams means that it could potentially be decided tonight. If AlphaTauri leave here with more than a 43-point lead, or 44, then they will be champions. So both titles could be decided tonight. Connie Goblin now taking up the final position on the starting grid as we get ready for the start of the race. So here we go now. 5 red lights for the start of the Australian Grand Prix, the penultimate round of the championship. Lights out and we are underway. It's a decent getaway from Pope on the left-hand side as they charge towards turn 1. Salve Blazers drop back big time. He goes side by side with Landlord into turn 1. The Alfa Romeo gets to the edge, but Pope's already pulled away by a decent extent as they make their way off turn 2 and down the straight. Down out of turn 3 and down the straight towards turn number 4 now. A lot of places which are being changed further back. It's all sort of a mess back there. 3 abreast here going into turn 3. Oh, bit of contact. Ericsson almost goes around there. I think Websy may have potentially hit one of the front wings of one of the cars in front of him. The 2 McLarens may have come together there. And it appears the top 9 have gotten away single file by the looks of things. It's all chaos going on behind them. There goes Alvar Locatelli, so got yellow flag already. And that's Huggy Bear in the McLaren, who may have had some kind of incident. And I feel like he may have wing damage here. He's lost an end plate, so poor start to the race of him. Pope leads them by about 3 tenths over Blaze in second place, and Landlord in third, about 7 tenths back from the Alfa Romeo. BJ's gained a place on this start, so he's now up into 5th place. Fergus has dropped back. Ben's gained 2 here, he's really gone on the attack. He's still in 7th, he's going to try and go on the attack on Fergus here if he can. But very chaotic first lap. We're still at 28 more laps of that's happened. Here's your predicted pit stop strategy on the bottom. Looking at a 1 or a 2 stop today. Softs to hards for that 1 stop. Pope leads the first lap of the race then, 1 minute 28.9. That's your first fastest lap of the night. And Blaze needs to stay within range in order to hold on to DRS. Of course, DRS not deployed for the opening 2 laps of the Grand Prix. So the leader's really trying to get away here. Already broken up into 2 distinct packs, which are quickly being closed here, because here comes Curtis closing back in on Ben. He's about a second behind here. If he can get back within DRS range, then that should solve the problem. Aside from Huggy Bear, who's currently making his way out the pit lane now. He's onto a fresh set of medium tyres. They come now back through the chicane. The leader's still chasing Pope as it stands. 7.5 tenths the gap between them. Blaze using a decent amount of his energy there compared to the two cars around him. BJ's now closing in on Lucky Lambert in 4th place. Yellow flag, sector 3, and that's the other house of JB who's already out of the race. So he's had some kind of altercation there coming out of that chicane, which I'm expecting to catch a few drivers out tonight. No safety car for the time being. And there we go, as I say, that virtual safety car now being deployed. So JB then the first car out of the race. So very unfortunate there. One car already gone. Couple cars on the pits here. Ethan onto a fresh set of soft tyres. Courtney Goblin and PJ Khaled also onto softs. I believe those guys will start on the medium tyres. So they've made those 3 spots. Sorry, 3 stops, not 3 spots. So commiserations to JB then, who is out of the race. We're looking to get back going again. Back to racing here as quickly as we can. Waiting for that green flag to come back out there to back to racing. 19 cars still in the running. I have to keep an eye on BJ Matt because he was on the attack against Lucky Lambert. And the green flag's back out now, and Cotley Goblin's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. This train is starting to grow here. Blaze with a good exit, starting to chase Pope now. Brings himself within half a second as they cross the line. On to lap number 4 of this Australian Grand Prix. Back to turn 1 they go. Blaze went a little bit wider there through turn 1. Ericsson into the pit lane. As BJ now off of turn 3, passing Lucky Lambert. Now Fergus making his way through as well. So that hash drive dropping back quickly. And Landlord's got a penalty as well. He's got a drive through. And that could be costly for the championship leader, who may drop back. He'd need a safety car in the next couple of laps, although he wouldn't be able to serve it under the safety car. But at this rate, he may need one of those to get himself back into this race. So he won't lose as much time as he would be if he was pitting. But that could be costly, and could be just what Salve Blaze is looking for. Of course, a late penalty last week meant that Landor managed to win the race. A late penalty for Blaze in the final corner, which allowed Landor to further increase that advantage. They come now off the last couple of corners. Landlord choosing not to serve that penalty yet. He's just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 1 minute 24.2. Blaze, Pope and Landlord getting away. Already put BJ about a second and a half behind. Back through the chicane here. They come now back to the DRS zone. But it's a bit of a awkward exit off the chicane. what's going on in the rest of the pack. Websty's now on the attack, trying to pass Alvar. And Landlord now into the pit lane to serve that drive-through. Have to see where that puts him. About halfway down the pit lane now. Yellow flag, 6-3, and that's Ethan who's out. And that's another virtual safety car. Connie Goblin getting a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with PJ Khaled. Ethan now out of the race, and that chicane has caught out another driver. Same place where JB retired. And it sees Ethan knocked out of the race as well. So not a good start to the day for Mercedes. They currently run in 7th place in the Constructors' Championship, currently chasing Aston Martin. Green flag now back out already. Blaze now just 6 tenths behind Pope. So all this has put Landlord now down to P13. And Connie Goldman's been disqualified from the session for ignoring that drive-through. Which is confusing because, as we've seen, he's just made his way out of the pit lane. So what's going on there? There's a large train developing here, being led by Curtis. They make their way off the last corner and back to the line. Curtis a bit of a poor run there through turn 1 and off turn 2. Zach Sherman might go for a move around the outside. He's looking at it and he's got his nose in. And there goes the Aston Martin now switching back onto the outside. Looking around trying to find that opening. Websty's just behind them here, looking to try and find any sort of gap he can. C110P fan currently holding on to the last championship point on offer. And Landlord trying to chase them down. So 3 drivers out of the race now within those first 7 laps. The chicane at the end of the start of sector 3 having caught out both JB and Ethan, and Courtney Goblin disqualified while serving his penalty. Ben now past the Lucky Lambo is going through the pit lane. Hashtag making his first change of the Grand Prix onto a fresh set of hard tyres, which should potentially carry him to the end of the race. Could PJ Khaled try and catch him? I think he's too far back to have an impact. Lucky's next target will now be Luigi Sven in the Ferrari. Landlord now within 3 seconds of Luigi Sven's teammate Alvar, who's at the back of that train. He's got a 3-second time penalty to his name. Dan looking around trying to pass C110P fan. Websy got a terrible exit there, and now Fan might try and go for a move around the outside. That becomes the inside now as they make their way into the next right-hander. Of course, that right-hander won't be there anymore come when the new game releases due to the changes that have been made to the Albert Park circuit. Curtis with a bit of a loose exit off that chicane and making their way into the right-hander now, which has also been changed to be a bit wider in terms of how wide the track is for F1 22, which releases in just over a week's time. An ultimate race on the F1 2021 game. I'm sure there'll be a few drivers who are looking forward to seeing the back of this one after all this time. Ben into the pits now for Aston Martin, fresh set of hard tyres, and he's away. And C110P fan also into the pit lane for Williams. In he comes now. Set of medium tyres going on here, so a bit of a change there in terms of strategy compared to what we've seen so far from these drivers who were pitting early on. Ben out the pit lane, back in the race in 13th. Fan will be down to 15th. Ericsson will be his closest target. And Huggy Bear the last of the running cars after that instant in the opening lap. Pope having pulled away from Blaze now. And let's put him out of DRS range. He's in a world of his own right now. BJ's in third. Oh, off goes BJ. And Fergus might try and take advantage. He might try and put a move up the inside. And BJ has wing damage, I believe. And there is an end plate lost off of that Williams. Yellow flag now, and that's Alvar, who spins out of the exact same place. That chicane will not stop being the casualty point of today's races. Alvar having to wait now. And now gets himself back onto the racetrack. All this now moves Landlord up into ninth. It moved him up to into 8th place, sorry, but now he's pitting. In comes the AlphaTauri driver onto a fresh set of medium tyres, similar to Fan. Another yellow flag for Alvar then in sector 3. His tyres look like they're all out of shape, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him pitting this lap. He's got no damage. PJ Keller gets hit with the time penalty. Landlord now back out on the racetrack in P14. In terms of stops, we're still waiting on the top 6 to come into the pits. Alvar, we're seeing him in now. And we very nearly missed the pit entry. So he's now down to P17. Huggy Bear having made that stop, having now made up a place. Pope still leading Blaze here. Blaze now enters the pit lane. Blaze back out in P5. So now in front of Landlord by 7 places. PJ Keller getting another 5-second penalty. So if we look at it now into yellow flag in sector 3, and that's PJ Keller retiring in the pit lane. So his race is done. So in terms of the Drivers' Championship, coming into this one, there was a 42-point advantage for Landlord over Salway Blaze, and right now he's not in a position, Salway Blaze, where he can bring the championship to the final race. So that may change here, or I say may change, but it'll bring that gap down by a couple points as Dan loses a place in a situation where holding up Blaze would be the best thing he could have done for his teammate, but it's looking like that won't be the case. Fergus and Pope making his way out of the pit lane now. Could Blaze potentially take the lead? It's going to be tight. There is the Alpine. We've skidded a little bit. Could Blaze get him into turn 1? They go side by side. Yes, he can. Blaze takes the lead away, but only for a moment because Pope's going to come back at him now on the outside. So they make their way down into turn number 4. And Dan just behind them here. Pope on the switchback trying to go around the outside. Blaze shuts him off. So Salway Blaze now in the lead. And as of right now, that'll bring the championship gap down to 17 points. So if this one's going to go to Abu Dhabi now, then it'd still be a decent gap for him to have to close. He's in net first place with Curtis less than a second in front of him. So he'll have DRS to hold off Pope. He hasn't got as much energy, and Pope's got a good toe as well. You need a good exit through the chicanos to make it work. And all the while, Blaze, in his championship hope, still hanging on a knife edge here. He's already caught Curtis here. He should be making his way into the pit shortly, but he's staying out. Off the final corner, and this should be for the race lead. Can he make it work? He can't go around the outside into that first corner. He's lost momentum, and that may give Pope an advantage, but he's lost the tyres a little bit there through turn 2. Blaze now on the outside, looking for the lead. And now he takes the top spot outright as Pope looks underneath. He can't get him immediately, and that will allow Blaze to try and pull out a bit of an advantage. If he can get out of DRS range, that'd be hugely helpful for him. And Pope around the outside now, up into second place. But Blaze already a second ahead as Ericsson, Pope's teammate, getting hit with a time penalty. Lando now into 9th place. And that currently brings things to 19 points, if my maths is correct. So Landlord's got some work to do here, because he does need to finish inside of the top 4 to stand any chance of being crowned champion tonight. Can still go his way, but should he crash or fall out the points in some way again, then he could really be in for a struggle. Blaze though shows the way. Yellow flag in sector 3, and that's Ericsson in the Alpine. And could this one bring out the safety car? Yes, it does. Safety car being deployed for the first time tonight. But we've had 2 virtual safety cars. We're having 1 real safety car now, as the Australian chaos continues. So then, for the first time tonight, safety car is out. Blaze shows the way with Pope in second place. And could this be any change in terms of strategy? There are 15 laps to go right now. We'll probably have about 11 or 12 to go when we get the green flag to go back to racing. So then we see a change in strategy for any of these drivers. I'm assuming they most likely start to maintain track position. So then both Blaze and Pope stays out as expected. We're seeing Ben coming into the pit lane now. What will he change onto? It'll be a fresh set of medium tyres going onto the Aston Martin. This puts Landlock into 6th place now, and closer to a championship winning position. Alfa Romeo in a very good position here with their drivers both on the podium as it stands. They currently sit 60 points behind AlphaTauri in the Constructors' Championship. But right now, there could potentially be a chance, for all I know, that they could actually bring it back enough to maybe even contend at the last race. Potentially a 1-2 could bring that about, and if Landon wasn't to win the title tonight. So I wouldn't say either championship's over yet, and Williams is still up there as well, so it's all still to play for. between those three teams. Alfa Romeo, though, looking at the dark horses in this one, especially in terms of the constructors. I'm thinking we'll be racing on either lap 17 or 18. Majority of drivers on the medium tyres. Lucky Lambert on a set of hards, which could take him to the end. And Luigi Sven on a set of softs, which he could carry all the way to the end of the race. Lap number 16 now of this Australian Grand Prix. Blaze shows the way. As of right now, I believe it's just enough to take the title to the final race. Landlord needs 2 more spots to take the title outright tonight. And as of right now, he holds the fastest lap, so if he can hold on to that and take just 1 more spot, then that would be the end of it there and then. Thinking there's a chance we could get going this lap. We may have to wait another lap for Alvar to catch up. And here we go then, safety car in this lap. Alvar getting a 3-second time penalty now for multiple warnings in an attempt to catch back up. He could potentially catch them before we can take the green flag. But as of right now, Salve Blaze up front has control. Pope all over him as he waits him to get back underway again. Blaze brings him to the line. Green flag goes back out. We're back underway. Lucky Lambert already being challenged by BJ, goes around the outside. Lando looking to try and take advantage as well. He needs that 1 spot. And there he goes at the inside. And as of right now, Lando needs to hold on for another 12 laps. Or 12 and a half. To be the champion. Oh, he's lost control of the car there and he's dropped back. Down to P7 now, and that could be P8. There goes Kurtz up the inside. And the commentator's curse may have just struck again there, as Lando now falls down to 8th. And Blaze would be no doubt happy to hear about that. He leads by about 6.5 tenths over Pope right now. Further back in 3rd place. Ben getting a 5-second penalty for a severe collision. The safety car's out. What on earth has happened at the chicane here? Ben out. So Ben's still going with the out front wing. Huggy Bear out. And things are not looking good for the McLaren pair with both cars out of the race. The safety car getting redeployed as Dan gets a penalty for a severe collision with Luigi Sven, who currently runs inside those points paying places. A couple more points for Ferrari potentially. Could be going their way. in terms of those Ferraris, I don't believe they've actually managed to get themselves off the bottom of the table since all the way back at the Portuguese Grand Prix in February. It's now 4 months down the line. They've sat glued to the bottom of the table since. And they may have an opportunity to try and catch back up in some points to McLaren. But up front, meanwhile, in terms of that Drivers' Championship, it's still to go to the last round. But it's still looking very unlikely that Blaze will take it in the last race, short of massive balls up from Landlord. So can we see some changes this time in terms of strategy? Couple cars now on soft tyres. Zach Sherman and Dan, both on fresh soft, that could take it to the end. So 11 laps to go now in this Grand Prix. Over the line, again, lap number 19. So Blaze still shows the way. Pope in second place and Fergus in third. BJ fourth, Lucky Lambert in fifth. C110P fan in 6th place, Landlord 7th, Curtis in 8th, and both the Ferraris running at the top 10, Luigi Sven and Alvar. Zach Sherman 11th, Dan 12th, Ben 13th, and Websy 14th. The last car to catch back up. We could get going again on this lap potentially, you have to see. Safety car in this lap then, here we go. Blaze shows the way. Landlord needs 2 more places and to hold on to that fastest lap and he will be champion. Regardless of where Blaze finishes, if Landlord makes a mistake now, it could all be over for him. At least in terms of his chance of taking the title today. So here we go then. Blaze bringing him through the last couple of corners once again. After our second safety car of the night. What will he do this time? Will he try and pull away? Tries to get clear. Oh, he skid a little bit down off the last corner to come back to the line. Landlord about 10th behind. He might go for it going to turn 1. The reigning champion. Not the champion for much longer, but looking to make the most of his reign here that he has left. Blaze holds on to the lead. Landlord still in 7th place. Alvar and Zach Sherman going at it. Oh, contact between the two. And Alvar showed no real intention to actually make the corner there, if you ask me. I know I shouldn't be saying something like that, but it just looked like he turned in a bit late. Regardless, though, both of them got away okay. No disrespect to Alvar. Luigi Sven having a go at Curtis in front of them. Into the right hander. They're still going at it side by side. Luigi Sven almost losing the car. Dan and Ben just behind the force falling for position. Pope just 3/10 behind Blaze. And Curtis gets the 3-second penalty now. Only C110P fan Lucky Lambert stand between Landlord's championship. Or Landlord and his championship, to be precise. 9 more laps to go when they cross the line. Blaze continue to show the way. On course to bring it to the final race. BJ looking around at the inside, sorry, into turn 1. DRS will be enabled next lap. The top 7 have really pulled away here, with the bottom half of the pack, running pack. Continue on. Dan up into P11 now. Again chasing Zach Sherman and Aston Martin. Lock up there in front of Zach Sherman. Hope meanwhile looking to try and take advantage there into the chicane. No DRS yet. Landlord now 1.4 seconds back, so he's made a mistake of some kind. And things are looking bleak for him now. BJ holding off Lucky Lambert. Chasing Thugs at the same time. Oh, he's got a little bit deep there. He's going to lose a little bit of time. Pope and Blaze having now pulled out 2.3 seconds over the rest of the pack. DRS now enabled. And this is where things get interesting. Landlord already closing that gap now to half a second. Okay, we're back in the fight. We'll see no DRS until we get to the end of Sector 2. Yellow flag. And that's Ben who's gone around. Oh, and there goes Websy around as well. Ben getting a 5-second penalty for a severe collision there. Websy has no front wing. Lucky Lambert passing C110P fan now around the outside. Is Lucky Lambert going to now get a penalty? He's going well off the track there. He's got no damage. I'm unsure as to... Does he have damage? He doesn't, so I'm unsure as to what's going on. But Landlord's now into 6th place. Lucky Lambert all over the grass here. And he's losing places left, right and centre. And this could get dangerous going to the chicane. One of these is going to have to back out, and it's the Haas who backs out and now falls out to the points. And Landlord on the chases take P5 away. Yes, there he goes. And Savage Blaze will not be too happy to hear that if he has realised that Landlord's up in 5th. Landlord now sits 7 laps away from a championship. Blaze sets the fastest laps and takes it away from him, which means that Landlord needs another place. In order to secure the title outright now, Landlord needs either to retake back the fastest lap or move up another spot, and BJ's 1.4 seconds in front. BJ's been challenging Landlord throughout the season but fell back. He's one of the challenges in the early rounds of the season that slipped down the pecking order.